How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another Summer's War Chronicles stream. I'm Havoc,
Now I'm come to a smoke.
and today we're going to be doing some monster reviews for you. But first, we're going to actually kind of explore what's been going on in the game so far, what's been coming out in the updates, what you can currently do in terms of events. So we're just going to take a look at the events here. Quite a few new events have been released, and there's some that have been ongoing, and they give you some really good stuff. If you need resources, you got it. And a lot of them actually give you free monsters, most of them being 5-star, so that's always cool too. Like you can see on Ifrit's Thanksgiving Day, in order to get pumpkin or pecan pies, you're going to be doing all these missions, and then you get pecan pies, and then you bake them for Ifrit, and you get a bunch of obtainable rewards here. Shows you what you've currently collected and what you can collect.
Yeah, free win infrits, very useful for those trying to level their Tessarions or their skill up their Theomars. You know, I was able to skill mine up max because of this event, so maybe you guys are thinking about doing the same. We also had the travel event that ended recently, which gave everybody a free best bet, which I'm sure a lot of you guys built. Maybe you guys skilled up Sekhmet instead. But either way, to each their own. Both really great monsters. I'm using Best Dev for a lot of areas of the game. So, yeah, just plenty of events that give you very useful monsters and will help you skill them up, right?
And instead of skilling up my Theomars like Mokir is doing with his Windifrits, I'm actually starting to use him because I kind of like his skill set, and I didn't have any Wind Warrior monsters.
Yeah, Winifred's also pretty good. I'm just finding out because I thought that he didn't apply dots himself, but apparently he applies electric shock. So I thought he had to be comboed with another monster, but apparently a really good monster. Not super popular just yet because I guess there's more popular choices, but time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, and then moving on, we also got the pumpkins for the harvest season, which if you complete all these, which I need to work on it, but if you complete all these, you get an accessory.
Oh, right.
Right there, that floats over your head, kind of like the angel one you got if you pre-order the game.
That's cute.
Yeah. What's new though, we got Sky Dancer's Wish, where you again complete different missions, basically just playing the game, doing whatever, beating dungeons, doing party raids, doing the arena, and then you get these rice cakes, which you do for a kind of a bingo board type situation.
Yeah, you actually get a free win Skydancer just by completing 20 different rows automatically, right? So on top of that, you do more of the bingo, and it'll give you more pieces for more skill ups, which is awesome. Hopefully by the end of this event, we'll have a thoroughly skilled Chasun, right? That's the goal at least. Right?
Yeah. And as you can see, it's a lot of wind kind of monsters that you're getting for free, both 5 stars. That kind of correlates with the autumn season. Before was, you had Bastet, which was water, and then you had Lapis for the 7-day check-in. So it looks like they're going in a kind of attribute kind of direction depending on the season. We also got the little duck boat event, where you get a tiny little duck to ride around on, and a new mount. Again, just completing the different missions for 3 days, and then you'll unlock the boat. And I currently actually have a big boat, duck boat, but you could get yourselves a gray small one.
Oh, it's a cute duck.
And then you're getting you're getting rewarded just for summoning.
Oh, right, yeah, from the Black Friday special event. Yeah, so if you're summoning a lot, this Mystical Summon Festival event will basically refund you a lot of mystical scrolls, a lot of crystals. I think if you're able to go through the whole event, it refunds. It actually rewards over 10 legendary scrolls, so it's actually pretty
and
high
a
value.
Ton of crystals.
Ton of crystals, yeah, that's a lot. But it is a lot of summons you do have to complete.
It is a lot.
Yeah, but 12 days left on this event, so plenty of time.
Yeah, and this game hands out scrolls like nothing, so it's pretty.
It does. It does.
These.
Sorry, let me just grab this from.
We got wanted boss subjugation, defeating these party raids a certain amount of times will net you mystical scrolls. There's some mystical scrolls for summons right there. And at this point, it's pretty easy for those who have been playing for a bit. So yeah, it's pretty simple to go through. Just each day, go through one of these party raids, and then get these free mystical scrolls. You get rewarded for climbing. This has been since the beginning of the game for climbing the game, climbing the towers, both the Spires of Ascension, just the regular Tower of Ascension, and then we also have the Arena Surprise Wheel going on. For every arena battle you do, you get a certain amount of points, and then you use those points to spin on the wheel and then get yourself a random reward. So there's a lot going on in game right now in terms of events, giving you a lot of stuff that you can use to progress further and build up your account.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are hitting small walls, right, with resources. Maybe you need sky stones, maybe you need breath of life or gold, right, and
yeah.
branches. But yeah, I mean, all these events will help you. It'll compensate at times when you're just clearing other areas of the game. You'll see these events, they'll give you your rewards, and all of a sudden you'll have what you need sometimes, depending, right? But yeah, that's all the events going on for now. Let's jump into some monster reviews and go over some of these popular monsters that have been making a name.
We're going to take a look at the top 3 that have been dominating the charts lately. We could start off with Shannon here.
Shannon, yeah. Pretty classic monster from Sky Arena, I'm sure a lot of you know. She's another great starter monster in Chronicles along with Konamiya. But Shannon, we're all familiar with the defense buff, attack buff. I don't remember in Sky Arena if she does attack break. I believe she does like a slow or something, but in Chronicles her second skill does apply attack break. Very useful, just all around high value 3-star monster, right? You can easily skill her up because I'm sure you guys are summoning a lot and getting a lot of 3-star pixies. I mean, I believe she's the one you want to skill up first, right? And yeah, the win monster can't go wrong.
And she's a support monster, and it's pretty great that she, her buff to the team is the exact opposite of her debuff. So it's attack down and defense down to enemies, and then attack up and defense up to yourself, your own team. She does it all.
Yeah, it's like a jack of all trades for in terms of utility buffs, right, and debuffs. One thing you guys may have done, I know I made this mistake, but I built my Shannon on Swift early on, just because I'm accustomed to the Sky Arena way of building. Like support monsters, sometimes you want them to be fast. Obviously, speed is not the same in Chronicles. They don't have any use. Support monsters barely have any use for Swift unless they can make use of that first skill. Yeah, you want to build her tanky on energy, or I believe it's Foresight runes, which increases in evasion. Right? Mm-hmm. So you just want her to be able to take damage and survive, so that she can keep giving you that utility, the buffs.
I'm working on getting more energy runes for her because I currently don't have enough. But I got to keep making more because I've been using them on I have a lot of support monsters, so I've been putting them on a lot of them.
Support strong, huh?
Yeah, another great kind of, although it's technically a night monster, that's the class it's classified as. Really great support monster as well as Konamiya?
Mia.
Yeah,
the Water Garuda. And similar to Shannon, you'll probably get a lot of skill ups for the Water Garudas as well. You might get enough to be able to max skill Konamiya, and if you're lucky enough to summon Teon, you can probably use it for that too. But Konamiya, pretty awesome. Second skill, able to decrease the cooldown of other allies' cooldown.
Including itself.
Right? Yeah. Is it including itself?
Oh, excluding itself. I read that wrong. Yeah.
So, but I mean,
but it doesn't matter because the cooldown.
But yeah, let's say right. So paired with Shannon, it'll help you. Konamiya will help cycle Shannon's cooldowns, so that you may have seen Shannon's and best stats with 4 stacks of attack buff, 6 stacks attack buff. So Konamiya is a great support monster just for that role, and that's only the second skill, right? The third skill can also heal your whole team within
and
the
removes
radius.
electric shock.
Removes electric shock, and if you do remove an electric shock, it gives your summoner mana regen speed up. which
means
is
you could
a-
just keep using your skills.
right, just a big
essentially.
bonus. And
Because mana is what you're using to use your monster's abilities and skills, and then if you just keep causing its regeneration to go up, you're just gonna be able to spam these heals over and over and over again.
exactly. I mean, if you probably saw like the first couple weeks, if you look at the statistics or like the top teams on a lot of dungeons, a lot of players were using Kona and Shannon. It was just a really good, high value pair, right, between those two monsters.
All right, and then this is one I haven't actually built yet. I have her evolved a bit, but I haven't done anything with her. Azalea. I haven't even awakened her yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Azalea. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, familiar with Skyrina too. She's kind of just a soul stripper, CC, right? But in Chronicles, I mean, I didn't build her at first, but a friend recommended her to me because once she's max skilled and you put her on damage runes, she becomes a huge AoE DPS damage dealer. And I mean, even to this day, when I use her in win dungeons, whenever there's a big mob or like a huge pack, I'll just use her AoE cleave, and you see the numbers go up, right? You're probably like hitting top meters just from using her skill alone. It's just a huge cleave, really useful. Another 3-star monster, right? So you're probably summoning a lot of fairies. You'll be able to max skill her in no time. Also,
yeah.
Awakening too. It's like Awakening, because they're 3-star monsters, the amount of materials you need to awaken them are much less. So getting them to level 10 Awakening, not too difficult.
Gold count, the essences, the breath of life, everything is much less, so it's a lot easier to build them.
Yeah, I mean, Evan knows you've been building a lot of 5-star monsters, right? So,
I've been putting in the work. I summoned them, so I decided, hey, why not build them? And James is here like, it's so much harder to build them, but I'm like, I have them.
Yeah, basically, you know, because he has some skill ups for them, but just getting them evolved, just leveling them up, awakening them, it's such a big cost, right?
But I just want to put in the heart and effort into these monsters, and they'll return the favor one day.
I totally get that.
But she's great with Shannon and with Konamiya because they do so much buffing and debuffing that it's just this constant cycle of just being able to cast your skills because of Konamiya and then applying debuffs, attack breaks, defense breaks, and attack up and defense up for your whole team, and it's just continuous, and you're just infinitely buffed essentially.
Yeah.
Alright, I just wanted to show the awakened version, so I'll go back here because I have not awakened her.
So actually, between those three, the Azalea, Kona, and Shannon, you'll probably have seen that that 3-man team quite often, right? In statistics, they show up a lot because those three are just they just became really popular, right? Over just their high value. It's undeniable. They're just a really good 3-man squad.
Easy to get, easy to build, and good on top of it. So,
right.
And another one I've been seeing a lot lately, Naomi, Martial Cat. I've been seeing that in a few of the dungeons. I'm also trying to build her up right now. Let's see if we can transform information here.
And it's funny because she's another popular monster from Skyrina that became popular through Giants, right? And it appears, I mean, as a wind nuker, she kind of fulfills the same role. But I'm currently starting to build one, so I'm not too familiar with their skills. But I'm seeing her on statistics a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So right now, attack the enemy target, applies crit damage taken up, applies an additional attack down if the target is a boss. So she's a boss killer.
Yeah.
Lightly jumps and kicks the enemy target to attack and applies bleed. So there's some dot damage there. And then increase the crit damage based on the number of harmful effects on the target when dealing damage with skills.
Oh, wow.
So actually be pretty good with other, dot dealers. Because the more debuffs you got on it, the harder it's going to hit.
Yeah, I can see why she's becoming popular. I mean, that's a lot of, that's really useful for bosses. I didn't realize. It's kind of similar to Lyn, right? It's like actually, they're both 4-star monsters, though.
Yeah, I don't even have Lyn. By the way, guys, I would recommend doing all your monster stories unlike me. Because it gives you some good monsters. Naomi, you could get The Wind Mystic Witch, which I use for the dude the boss who Snorkel. What's his name?
Ah, yeah,
Shorkly.
Shorkly? Yeah,
Yes,
something like
because
that.
he has regeneration. She does. She what's the word I'm looking for? Makes him unhealable, essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, you can see my Mystic Witch right there. Celia, unrecoverable. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Did you build her because of the quest that kind of led you to build her?
Yes, so I did start building her, and I thought it was a hassle at first, but then I realized I actually really liked using her for those monsters and bosses that do heal themselves.
Yeah, I'm the same way. The quest basically suggests you use her, and I kind of built her just out of the requirement of the quest. But as I was done with the quest, she was actually a very reliable monster. I did build her early on because of the quest, but towards the end game, she is kind of squishy, and like I don't know if she's working too well for me against those like top tier water dungeon teams and such. So
I for one will never give up on her.
Yeah, no, I'm still building her for sure, and she still has good runes, and so she is still on my squad. But
yeah, and also I have like no wind monsters that could actually do me well, so I'm using her for now. And we could go over some of the free monsters that we've been given and can receive throughout this. Like we had talked about, Bastette's one of them, and she's actually really good as far as what I can tell. I've been using her a lot. I'm trying to go for a lot of sustainability because I'm playing Cleef. Want to take as little damage as possible and last as long as I can.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like a better version of Shannon. I mean, she is a Nat 5, and but she is water element too, so it's like can't be totally comparing the two. But I do feel like a lot of my teams improved from switching Shannon to Bastet because of the attack buff, but the shield also helps you survive the bursts that come from a lot of dungeon monsters, raid monsters. I mean, she also doesn't apply the attack break, attack down on skill 2, but she also has an ultimate, right?
Yes, she does have an ultimate. 5 stars do get ultimates once you awaken them.
Oh yeah, so
to their new form.
Right, so it's basically using the 3rd skill again, but it also it also gives you a lot of ultimate gauge for your summoner. So it'll have you a lot closer to recasting your ultimate, maybe with a different monster, whatever. But that's a really good bonus.
And what's good about these monsters that we get from the events is you're able to redo the event like missions over and over again, continue to get those pieces, and that's why with her I'm almost fully skilled up because I just kept playing the events and I got all the pieces for her, and now she's a 5-star that I have that's almost fully skilled up.
Right.
I probably could have done more and fully skilled her up, but I guess I slacked. You can see 6 out of 7, 6 out of 7, 2 out of 4. Yeah, but I use her a lot. Another free monster here was Lapis from the 7-day check-in event. I actually haven't checked her out very much, so I actually don't know if she's good or not. I did awaken her, but I haven't taken a look at her skills too much.
Yeah, I mean, because she didn't come with a lot of skill ups, I don't think, right? I remember summoning her.
You could summon her, you didn't get the pieces.
Yeah, I mean, skill list for me is like a big requirement. If I don't have like a few to just get me going, then I probably won't build her.
Well, according to chat, Lapis slaps. So let's take a look at her right here. Swings a sword to attack the enemy 2 times. Uses sword emission with a certain chance. So sword emission is probably one of the. Wow, do you know what sword emission is?
No, but it might explain it.
If I do this, I think
it might be in the actual skill ups.
Oh, yeah,
trying to skill up. Yeah. So like,
let's see. Sword emission strikes down the sword at the enemy target to attack, recovers its HP based on the damage dealt. Okay.
Oh,
so she's kind of like a
vampire effect.
Yeah.
Right. Healing.
Shoots magic spheres to attack a random enemy within the area 4 times, and each hit has a certain chance to apply defense down.
Very familiar to Skyrina.
Absorbs the magic power of up to 8 enemies within the area and applies to attack down. Increases the target's skill cooldown and decreases the skill cooldown of Mana Bullet, which is the second skill. recovers its HP. Yeah, so this is very Sky Arena like.
Wow, applies attack down, AoE attack down up to 8 enemies. That's might as well just be an AoE cleave that applies AoE attack down, right? 8 enemies. That's a very specific number. Shots based on the number of skills increase.
Oh, we got a question here. Okay, so guys, I'm torn up with this. The skill ones, do you kind of want to force Swift set? Because auto speed or rage with speed subs good.
Force Swift sets. So, I mean, if you're using a damage dealer,
Yeah,
I think,
DPS.
ideally you want a Swift set on someone like, let's say, like Theomars. I've seen Theomars on
Theomars.
Swift. Mine's on Swift as well. You'll notice, like, if you change him from Fatal to Swift, the animation's a lot faster. You're just dishing out more damage per second. Is it better than Fatal? Time will tell, depending on your runes too, right? The quality, whichever one you have that is more viable. Just don't put them on supports, right?
Yeah.
Because your support monsters
I got
do
mine
not
on
gain.
Swift and on Blade.
Yeah, but honestly, it's just for me personally, it's just whatever you have better stats with. Sometimes you can compare your damage on certain bosses, after changing a rune set, see how they perform better or worse. I haven't done too much calculating on that end, but mine currently is on Swift after having Theomar's been on Fatal for the longest time. I mean, right now, Theomar is one of my top damage dealers, easily, actually.
You might just have to stick with, Fatal or Rage or anything like that because, for a bit, because I believe the dungeon that gives you Swift runes is the last one you get. Yep, exactly. So you might have to build what you can, work with what you got until you get to do those dungeons that give you the runes that you want.
So another, I believe everybody got that Light and Dark selection ticket, right?
Yes.
The 3-star one. So I'm wondering, who did you guys choose using that selection ticket? Because I saw a lot of feedback from the community. It seemed like the top 2 monsters were Teon and
Dark Harpy.
Hellia, right? Yeah. And obvious reasons, right? I mean, Teon is very similar to Konamiya, so the value is easily there, but he also revives. He revives the fallen ally, right? So I'm sure you guys have also noticed in arenas, I'm seeing a lot of Teons, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see as many Konamiyas, especially if they have a Teon. But yeah, Teon is just really good with Cleave, right? I mean, because
and yet I don't have a Teon.
I mean, you'll get him. I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll eventually get him, right? But man, like as an Orbita user, I'm having the most difficulty with Cleaves that have Endure. So it takes forever to kill Cleave, and then Teon reses him, and by then, like, my whole team's dead, right? So really meta arena monster.
Yeah, it's
I'd
like
say.
Max picked up Teon. Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't get this from a summoning ticket or anything, but I love my little Kuno. I just like how he looks. I'm not even sure how. I don't know much about his skills, and I haven't used him much, but I love him.
The penguins.
He's not terrible as far as what I remember. So attacks the enemy target and recovers its HP if the target is provoked. Draws attention of nearby enemies to provoke them with a certain chance and applies attack speed up to itself. And then swings the sword, applies defense down, and applies stun to the target if the target is provoked. So it's definitely a tankier kind of guy who's trying to draw an attention away from your support units and stuff.
That's really useful as a tank, honestly. And tanks are really, they're really necessary to tank those really tough, heavy-hitting dungeon bosses, right? So
Teon can't revive Cleef, just a heads up. Only revives dead monsters. Good to know. Don't need to revive if you're good. I mean, that's valid, and I am trying to get to that point. Yeah.
Good point. I mean, just Cleef being like the barrier, just that wall you have to pass.
Sorry, I'm stuck continuing to redo his animation over and over again. Yeah, and then also part of the Thanksgiving event, you can get the 4-star Dark Griffin.
Varys, right?
Varys? Is that? Oh,
yeah. What are his skills? Just curious. quick glance over them.
Alright, attacks the enemy target, applies attack speed up to itself with a certain chance if the attack critically hits. Jumps swiftly to attack the enemy target and applies crit rate up to itself. And wraps a refreshing breeze around itself, that sounds nice, to apply damage taken down and drain damage to itself.
Interesting. That's a assassin type monster? I guess for the second skill, right? I'm guessing.
What
It must have a hard hitting multiplier on the second skill.
Let's
But
see.
it's a little different
where
from
am I
how
going?
it's a little different from how we remember Varus in Skyrim.
395% of attack is damage.
Wow,
454, 522, 600.
Okay, plus
690.
almost like 100% per skill up, so that's really
Yeah.
pretty useful. I mean, have you been trying to collect griffins for any other griffin by any chance? Skill up?
I mean,
Because
I have a few
personally,
griffins, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I haven't been using them too much, but I saw that you were using using Spectra.
Yeah, the fire one. I was
Yeah.
about to mention him because I've kind of just been seeing in chat a lot of people are kind of praising Spectra, which I'm not sure about because I did like semi skill him. He has decent runes, but not performing quite as how I expected him to.
So that.
Let us know in chat if you're using Spectra and how it's working for you guys.
There it is, right there.
Yes. Yeah, third skill, I believe it slaps on a lot of debuffs.
Deal
plus-
damage based on its max HP and applies attack speed down.
Okay, AoE damage, yeah, attack speed down. And then the second skill is kind of similar, damage based on target's max HP, so big nuke. Oh, and it removes the beneficial effect, I kind of didn't realize that. But, oh wow, that's actually multi-use for second skill, it's pretty useful. I think I kind of just convinced myself just by reading that to continue building it.
Now, do you like the look of the Awakened Griffin more or less than Skyrim?
That's a good question. Honestly, this is different. I think I do like the Sky Arena one.
I think I like it a little bit more too.
By the way, speaking of designs, can you show Rakan? Can you? The Fire Chimera.
Yeah, let's.
How awesome!
Let's go here.
How awesome does Rakan look, unskilled? Honestly, I summoned Fire Chimera, and I just love how he looks so much that I'm
There you are.
kind of against awakening him.
He is adorable. The chimeras are adorable, and then they become monstrous.
Yeah, it's just oh man, puberty hits hard on this monster.
But you want to see puberty hitting hard. You got to take a look at this is both my favorite and my least favorite transformation.
Oh wow.
Joker from adorable to that.
Wow.
Terrifying.
Like a cute clown to the Joker, right?
Yeah, the Joker.
Wow.
You know.
That's actually a really cool smile though. That's something you don't forget.
Yeah, we also love the look of the unawakened chimeras. They're just you just want to it's like keeping Pikachu unevolved.
Yeah, and I made a bad mistake with Lucian. Kind of underestimated him in arenas where I kind of assumed like he wouldn't be as good as he was in Sky Arena, and thought it would be an easy AD to take down, but he ended up doing a lot of damage. I don't know, I didn't see a bunch of cards flying at me, but he did somehow do a lot of damage, and yeah, I learned my lesson from that specific one.
Let's see. So it's just a regular basic attack, applies burn, deal damage based on its max HP and airbornes them, sends them flying, provokes, and then dealing damage based on its max HP 3 times, and then can apply burn.
The one time I saw Rakan in a dungeon, I think was for the fire attribute towers, I believe. And honestly, as a boss, he's pretty hard. You have to account for his invincibility, his buffs. You have to be able to strip it and or overpower him, or just stay alive. But he's actually a pretty hard. He was a hard boss for me to kill. I whacked on him a couple times. Had to change my team up. Definitely underestimated him the first time around.
Never underestimate anyone, including my girl Annabelle, alright? She was my selective summon, and I love her, and I've used her the entire game.
Favorite monster.
I love her to death. I'm still trying to skill her up. Obviously, I'm not too high yet, but...
she has a lot of skills, I'm seeing. What
that's just a basic attack, which obviously she's not using very much. Uh, removes a harmful effect on nearby allies and recovers their HP based on her max HP. Summons a guardian angel to deal damage based on its max HP to enemies 3 times, and each hit has a certain chance to apply defense down. And then her giant teddy bear appears to remove all crowd control effects on itself and the target when a team member receives a crowd control effect. And the ultimate is the summoner is the guardian angel again, but this time it heals.
Oh wow, that's.
Oh wait, no, it's 5 times instead of 3 times. That's what I was thinking of saying. Yeah.
That's really wow. That's a really good monster, because the heal is one thing, but doing damage based on her own max HP is actually. I don't think there's a lot of monsters that do that, and amongst having all those other utility, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's really that's an all-in-one.
She's
monster.
been my healer and my defense breaker for a while now.
Right.
Um,
Built fully on energy. I mean, I guess the one comparison I can make is to Bestet, where Bestet has you build her kind of tanky, but you could build her. Some people do build her on attack, right? Because she does have like the second skill that rains debuffs, and it could be translated into some useful damage.
Yeah, all the occult girls are definitely looking strong. I haven't used Rika at all yet.
You have Rika too? Oh my goodness.
I've had a lot of good luck with summoning, more so than I've had with luck in Sky Arena.
Wow.
I haven't used her at all
Wow.
yet, but I haven't even really looked at her very much. Dull Knight to attack enemies and stun them. Guardian Angel again, but this time it burns instead of doing the defense down. And then appears every certain time during battle to apply burn to the enemy target with the highest attack. And then the ultimate is 5 hits again and burn. The attack is applied as attribute advantage if the target has burn.
Wow. Okay, this is like a just burn provider.
Yes.
Slaps
I
all
have
the-
a lot
all
of
the
burning, kind of like Beretta here burns.
Oh wow, okay.
I've been using him a lot too. He's really good in PvE. I need to take him off PvP because he's definitely more suited for the open world.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, like, if you were to hit up the fire towers with 2 of these, and like maybe, because you're a
Maybe
tank
my
as
luck,
Cleve,
you
maybe like a healer like Annabelle, I think, or no, you need.
know. Yeah, I need another fire.
Right. But I mean, those 2 by itself is a lot of damage.
Let's see what she got.
Chloe, that's perfect.
He. And he's got a lot of area attack. Within the area, increases the duration of burn, summons a giant fire bird and applies damage taken up if the target's burn is above a certain level. And then the ultimate is just more burn. Just a lot of burn.
Wow. You know, Countess Roots and I had a long-standing argument of whether or not the sylphs were male or female, and he believed that they were male, and I thought they were female. But this basically answers that.
Yeah, that's the defining
Very
answer right there.
clarified that.
Yeah. I am going to look like that one. Apparently, they're saying Raccoon is a pretty good fire monster.
Oh, do you have different? Oh, cool.
Right here,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Let's see. Fires, so basic attack decreases the skill cooldown of the summoner and applies skill acceleration. It recovers HP of an ally and removes 1 damage over time.
Wow, okay. That's pretty unique. It's kind of like Konamiya, but single target with the heal. Wait, what is it? It heals and does what?
Removes
Removes
one dot.
Okay. Oh, okay, that, yeah. If he cycles through, that could be really good. Let us know what you guys are using Rakuni for in particular, like where he kind of shines, and
Or is it that he just looks really cute?
and then also how you build him, because yeah, it seems like it can be built on a couple different things, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could just be another tank monster.
I wonder how Mav is in this, because you know, I like using him for.
I can
certain-
tell because you awakened him. It's like the level
No,
5.
he's not wicked yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
sorry, I misread that. I thought it was all the way full. Read his skills real quick.
Just basically take, draw, provoke, applies continuous recovery to itself, skill acceleration, and removes 1 dot.
Wow, it's so funny how like these monsters just resemble their Sky Arena counterparts, right? It's like very similar, but a little different to accommodate the whole Chronicles, progression.
We currently play on West Camilla, right?
Right. Oh yeah, our server is on West Camilla.
We do have a guild. It's called CTU Crew. Feel free to join, guys, and all except you can see it right there. Yeah. What other?
We're pretty casual.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to stress too much on our guild.
Yeah.
We just like to have fun.
It's because I'm the leader and I'm just a casual dude. I used her for a while. I become priest. She's pretty good. Her heal takes a bit more mana than I want, but she revives and she heals. Increases the level of beneficial effects and decreases the level of harmful effects. Yeah, I like her a lot.
Sounds pretty reliable as a support. Wow, I didn't know you built her. Level 17? And you have her fully ruined.
I was using her for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Then I moved her runes over to Konamiya, and then I moved it back.
Okay.
I don't know anything about pirate captains.
So I mean,
we don't have a trickaroo meta going on yet. That's not true. That's not accurate.
yeah. If you guys have any other monsters that you kind of want us to review, you think that are kind of undervalued or underrated, let us know and we'll go through them.
Blue pirate best, huh? You guys like Galleon?
I've heard Galleon's pretty good in this.
What do you like?
I mean, being a Nat 5, I'm sure. I haven't been lucky enough to summon one. I summoned the Bark, the Wind Pirate Captain, and I got lucky and summoned the White
Dark
one too.
Beast Monk, how would you build him? Okay, we're gonna take a look at Galleon here, and then we'll kind of look over the Dark Beast Monk skills and see.
Who has Dark Beast Monk?
Yeah, I don't have. I have that one 4-star
Oh wow.
Penguin Knight Kuna. That's it. Swings the sword and kicks the enemy target 2 times. Each hit has a certain chance to apply a res down, and applies defense down to nearby enemies and bombards to attack enemies within the area 3 times.
Oh wow, okay, that's obviously really good. AoE shield break and damage on top of that. That's
Res down, get those effects in.
I mean, Galleon's been known to combo in Sky Arena, but that's like a combo in one. It's like he applies the shield break and does the damage on top of it. It's like I can see why he's in that fight at this game. So it makes
I really, a lot of them definitely moved up in star for the better. Star rank. Let's see, who was it? Beast Monk, right?
Oh yeah, the Dark Beast Monk, Raul, I believe.
Where is he? Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I've ever seen this monster in the game yet.
I haven't seen anything.
Maybe like in a dungeon. Right?
Explodes the energy of darkness to deal damage based on its defense to enemies within the area and applies block beneficial effect and poison.
Wow,
And
that by itself is really good.
Applies
Sorry, go ahead.
defend to the summoner. If the defended target is attacked, there's a certain chance to use defend 2 on the target that attacked the summoner.
A chance to use defend 2 on the
target
target that attacked the summoner. Defend 2, I'm guessing, is defense down 2? Oh no, it's talking about the defense skill itself.
So that's defense. What's defense 2?
Yeah. Huh. Maybe you can explain that to us, young new. Right? But I mean, it seems right off the bat.
Awaken, duh.
Oh, okay.
Yin energy deals increased damage if the target doesn't have beneficial effects and stuns with a certain chance. And the ultimate here, explodes based on its defense to enemies within the area and applies block beneficial effect and poison.
Oh, okay. So
just a better version of the skill 2.
Right, so definitely built on defense because it seems to be gaining the most on defense.
I just think he looks really cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. But man, that's a sick third skill or no second skill. I mean the third skill is really good, I'm sure. But
obviously, let's see.
Utility
if it's
wise,
built on defense. I mean, you could use guard runes.
You have 3 guard runes. So you can't use the guard runes, but they can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, defense seems
maybe
to be
if you want to get the effects more.
I believe the first skill was just a regular attack, right? So
yeah, it was just a regular
no benefit
attack.
from attack speed. Defense seems to be the way to go. Probably accuracy too, right? Because you want to apply beneficial block in the burn, I believe it was. But dang, oh, poison.
Poison, yeah.
AOE beneficial block though, that's just I need that. Like I need a monster to do that for me. I,
Uh,
I think I'm trying to get Chiwu right now because of the beneficial block effect he does. Um,
and it doesn't say it has a certain chance to apply the block beneficial effect in poison.
oh yeah,
It just kind of says it doesn't.
it will, yeah.
It has a certain chance to use the defend too on the target, but uh, and stuns with a certain chance. Okay, but it looks like the poison and the block beneficial effect just happen.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it looks like he just does just all the value comes from
Like tank
him just
control or
being on
like
the
tank
field.
damage.
Tank control or tank damage. Huh. Well, I'm guessing the stats, the defensive stats, does that convert into damage? If it doesn't, that would be worth testing
So
out.
explodes the energy of darkness to deal damage based on its defense. Yeah, which is
So I'm guessing like maybe you want to build him, you're considering building him on HP rather than full on defense so that he can take more hits, which is a pretty good theory, I think. The only the only confirmation I've heard get is from testing it out. Maybe like swap a HP rune in there. I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but if he might benefit from staying alive longer. If the case is he's dying like more than you would like him to.
I'd probably go control more than attack, maybe. More than damage, because if you keep him around, then he's just going to keep dealing that poison and everything, and keep adding the block beneficial effect and such.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, it's hard for me to give advice on some of these monsters just because when I'm leveling them myself or building them and testing them out, I'll find that they wipe in certain areas, they don't perform as well as I wanted them to, so I'll try different rune sets, different stats, just to like see if there's any improvement. And so a lot of it is kind of like science, just trying to like figure it all out right now. But
Which character looks the best? That is a good question. I love my occult girls. I actually think the Ifrits look really cool. I kind of prefer them when they had the blindfolds on, but I like the glow around.
Theomar, yeah, my Theomar does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna.
Um,
But I mean, honestly, the best part about this game is just seeing all these designs. Like,
Yeah.
as I was progressing, like I remember the first time I saw Antares just in a random. He was a mini boss. He wasn't even like the actual last boss, but just seeing Antares was like a trip for me because he looks so amazing. Like compared to like what you're used to seeing in Skyrina, especially like the default skins. But seeing these monsters in such detail. I mean, yeah, like Fermion looks amazing.
yeah, I think all the Archangels look really cool.
Like these guys could be characters in an anime, and I would totally watch it. Like these are just such nice designs. Ooh, the Monkey Kings. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Monkey Kings.
But I mean, we gotta go back to the Chimera. Just look at them.
It's Dark One especially, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there should be some kind of way of keeping the unawakened look. I know in Skyrina that was kind of a popular suggestion where the community really liked the unawakened skins and wanted to be able to use it, but also awaken for the stats and whatnot. Could be something to
The one
consider.
thing I am disappointed in, and it's because there is no second awakening yet. Still so alone. The house. Lulu no longer has friends.
Deja, they're all adorable unawakened. Couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah.
It's like really.
Poor Hal. No more Lulu and friends. Just Lulu.
It's a little odd that or a little funny that the Rakan first level awaken kind of resembles the Halloween transmog of last year, right? The Rakan transmog. It's like
Oh yeah.
baby Rakans, popular, apparently. Right?
I can't ever find it there. Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh, another monster too. I just noticed. Vanessa, the Fire Valkyria. A lot of people got her early on. Maybe some people didn't, but for those
With the
who
Summer's
did,
Pass, you got her for free.
right? Did everybody get it for free though? It's
Only
like-
if you bought the
Right,
bought
exactly.
the Summoner's Pass. Yeah.
Right. So, like for me early on, I obtained Vanessa and I used her as a fire tank. She was really good, but I couldn't skill her up, so I felt like I was losing value with her as I was progressing. I ended up kind of going towards Fire Golem as a tank, and because it was easy to skill up and
And I already
slap
just have
burst.
so much fire going on. It's just like
True, yeah.
I
For
kind of moved
yourself,
on.
yeah, you
Yeah.
probably it's probably just redundant, right? But I mean, for
She is
me,
pretty good though, especially at the beginning, like early game.
right. So yeah, like I was saying, like I stopped using her for a good amount, switched to the Golem, and then quite recently I started using her for Fire Attribute Tower because,
She revives.
yeah, she just has a lot of utility. I kind of, she's starting to shine a bit more. I still am lacking skills, but she's
If
like
she,
one I'm kind of
yeah,
using on the side.
if she beats an enemy with her just basic attack, it automatically triggers her second skill to deal
Yeah.
defense down and deals damage based on the target's max HP 2 times to nearby enemies. Apply attack up to nearby allies and revives one defeated team monster. Applies an additional attack up to nearby allies when the revival succeeds, and applies attack up to the revived monster as well. And then if there is no monster to revive, she just applies continuous recovery to herself. And then with the ultimate, she revives 2 monsters instead of 1, and then applies continuous recovery to everyone besides herself.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, honestly, I never used her solely for that utility because I don't like my monsters dying in the first place. But it's really good insurance, right? Really good.
I hear Camilla's really good.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Idol's been using Camilla a lot.
Yeah, Camilla's really annoying as a dungeon enemy boss. I don't know if you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Like it's hard to kill Camilla sometimes because she just keeps healing. Especially in the ones where there's like certain requirements, like you have to have 3 fire monsters and you're fighting a Camilla. Can be pretty brutal. You're just kind of like hitting that wall.
She has the same thing where her basic attack, if it kills a monster, she goes onto her second skill, which applies attack down, removes 2 harmful effects on itself, and applies continuous recovery, and recovers HP when it takes crit damage from the enemy, and also decreases the crit damage. Ultimate just is better for a better version of the third skill.
Yeah, after seeing her, I was really hoping like, yeah, I hope they never make vampire runes because certain monsters
Yeah.
will just like heal too much. I feel like.
How much vampiring does my vampire do?
Oh, you have a vampire, huh?
There it is.
Oh, water vampire.
Res down, applies thirst to itself.
What is that? Thirst.
Oh,
sure.
That doesn't tell me what it does.
Listen.
Sends off vampire bats to attack up to 4 enemies. Applies frostbite. Applies defense down. Consuming all thirst level when thirst maxes out, and applies freeze if the target is frostbite. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's just like a stacking thing, and then if it hits a certain level. If caster has level 10 plus thirst, it does level 3 defense down, and
I'm starting to see that, like, in Skyrinas, there are very specific monsters you would need to use to progress. But I feel like a lot of these monsters, I mean, there's some are popular more than others, for sure, but a lot of these monsters seem to be viable all across the board, like, depending on what combination you have, too, but it just feels like a lot of these monsters have more utility than what we're used to seeing.
click in
someone
the
like
top right of the description.
Yeah, I mean, it's like someone like Water Vampire.
Oh, right.
Oh, nice. Thank you for sharing
I
that.
knew I had seen that before. It doesn't say.
We're always learning something
I think
new
thirst is
every
just a
day.
level thing that you keep building up. It's just an effect that you keep building up, and then depending on how much thirst levels you have, it causes a certain thing to happen. Either the frostbitten or the defense down.
Yeah. I mean, someone like Water Vampire, I mean, personally, I don't have any experience using him in Skyrina, but in Chronicles, it looks like, they all have very unique skill sets that just shine in their own way, right? And they can all be harnessed just depending on what runes you put on them, how much you want to invest in them. It does seem like a lot of the popular monsters, though, are monsters we're kind of familiar with. And
Ones we get pretty
just
easily.
yeah, maybe that's just coincidence. Maybe it's just easier that way. But I feel like later, we'll start seeing different monsters that we're not really familiar with become popular. Like even Helia, Lynn. like Cowgirl, Lauren, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of yeah, a lot of the same monsters being used at first, but also very unpopular monsters. Like the Wind Yeti. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the Wind Yeti, but I built him early on just because I liked the skill set I was seeing. The second skill I think is the one that applies unrecoverable. So
Here he is.
yeah, him being a tank and also putting the unrecoverable debuff,
Yeah.
very useful. He's built based on defense, which is kind of useful. I mean, it's hard to kill him for sure. But his third skill, the heal, it does a lot of healing based on if your whole team is alive. So if your whole team, I mean, based on how many members of your team are alive. So if you have a full team, his heal fully skilled up for me will heal from my monsters from like 30% to 100. Like he has the biggest heal I've ever seen. Like like literally, it's just so strong.
Now that's what I call synergy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just really good. A lot of times he'll save you when you think one of your monsters is about to die. He'll just throw in that fat heal. Also, it's a 3 cost mana skill for that heal. So it's really easy to get 3 mana. And him coming in with that heal can be very clutch a lot of the time. Speaking from my experience. I think he's like level 10 awakened right now. I think I'm gonna keep pushing and definitely situational though. So he's not used in all areas of the game, like where you would think he would be used, but definitely has uses, especially if you need that wind element tank.
I haven't
Slash
used tanks before. Are they good without provoke? What I've noticed in this game is that so there's the 6 different classes of monsters, and some of them, I mean, even though they're classified as knights, which I would say are the tankiest of the monsters, they do different things. So it doesn't like Konamiya is technically a tank with its knight class, but it's a big support unit. So
True, because he's melee ranged. Right?
yes,
Yeah, a lot of it. So he's most closest to the enemy. Easily grabs aggro.
so that's what I like is there's a variety even in the classes. So it doesn't matter if, I mean, some of them it won't matter if they're provoking or not because they have different purposes.
Does Vanessa have provoke? Because when I started using her again, the reason why she came through for me was because I was trying to survive like a 5-man team with like Isis and all these AoE damage dealers, and I didn't use tanks. I'm not really a tank user, but and so they would kind of just AoE cleave my whole team down, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, what do I do? And I had to build Vanessa again, threw her back in there, and she actually was able to kind of draw all the aggro to her. So and I don't think she has a provoke
She doesn't
skill,
have
right?
provoke, no.
Yeah, so maybe there's some
Oh
kind
well,
of
there's a so if you take a look at the class information, so you got knight. She's a knight. Charges to the nearest enemy, while others might stay back. Protects allies using various methods such as provoke, recovery,
charges to
beneficial
the nearest
effects.
enemy. So
Fights
she has
the enemy at the front.
she has like the mechanics of a tank, and definitely benefits as a tank, but doesn't have a strict provoking skill. But I think she does grab aggro just by
Being a
charging
knight.
in,
Yeah.
fighting on the front line all the time.
Because each
It's a natural
different
tank.
class has its own different way that they react and act. So like mages move just safe, they stay away automatically when you have them just doing their own thing, whereas the tanks will rush in. So obviously the monsters are going to go for the tank that's coming in rather than the mage that's off on the other end of the map.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reread this because I knew about it with certain classes, but yeah, I'm not too familiar with knights. I think warriors too. I don't think I have too many warriors.
I don't really have. That's why I'm keeping whatever his name is, Akamir.
Yeah, knowing these different types of classes is important later on too because you'll run into those. I think it's spires, and not 2A, but spires. I think has a lot of those specific requirements. Use a fire support. Don't use any water monsters. And so you'll have to have certain monsters with like very specific skill sets, classes. Yeah, you will need to know these things as you progress.
Do you want to go ahead and do some summons here?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some summons. I got
Yeah, you have a lot of
38
right now.
scrolls. I got 3 legendaries, and I got 4 light and darks. I haven't summoned a pioneer yet, so I think I might try and go for a pioneer.
Oh, you're going for the win one. Okay.
Uh,
Damage dealer.
I don't know which one I should go for. I have been summoning on him, but that's just because I have no win.
Wait, which one was the class you have too much of? Like the fire?
I have a lot of support.
A lot of support.
And I have a lot of fire and water, so let's actually.
Okay.
Let's.
You are building Naomi.
I am building Naomi. That's true.
But
and
you know, yeah, can't go wrong. Honestly, between the three, I'm sure it's hard to choose.
Who do you guys think I should go for?
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much saw Havoc's list of monsters. I mean, maybe you guys can make a estimated
for
suggestion.
Chiwu, Usa, or Pungbake.
Because it's definitely situational.
Pungbake was actually one of my first Nat 5s in Summer in Sky Arena.
Right. Like I
Chiwu. Okay, we're gonna go for Chiwu.
Can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, let's go.
I think he's a damage dealer too. I read his skill set and I just immediately started going for him because I believe I heard.
By this point, I'm going to be the fire summoner with the amount of burn I can inflict and the fire damage I could do. Alright, well, that's not it.
Oh, that's some stuff. You can skip the single animation.
Oh, we can. And then we'll know if we get that quote. Alright, I think the other Garuda's good.
Oh, we got a cowgirl. Cowgirls?
I already had her.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, you want a lot of her skill ups.
Warbear? There was someone I saw that had an entire team of Warbears. That was it.
Wow. Warbears could be useful though. I don't think I've seen any of them so far, but definitely.
Pulling for your Chiwu still? Well, let's see if I get him before you do. Probably, because I think my luck ran out after I saw all those other Nat 5s.
Dude,
like,
you're
done.
Luck,
you're done, Evan.
What the? Yeah, you have some crazy luck.
Little imps, I like them. Oh, I think I'm almost at the end of the Mystical Scrolls.
I think I only have like 4 or 5 Nat 5s, but the one I really like right now, maybe you guys know Wind Undying. Really awesome monster. I mean, she does what she does, Skyrina, to cleanse, heal.
Alright, well that didn't work.
But Wind Undying's second skill actually removes the enemy's buffs. So I've been using her for Foggy.
Oh, you got a lot of pioneers, huh?
Man, really good for Foggy. The Delphoid.
Alright, we're going to try the legendary summons here.
Alright. Good luck.
Give me that pink cloud.
It's lightning!
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a blessing.
Blasting success. 20 pieces. Yes. Damn, I forgot he's a
I just got skill ups. Skill up.
2 skill ups. 20 pieces, 2 skill ups.
Come on, pink cloud, pink cloud, pink cloud. Give me another one. No.
All of these
they were pretty good pulls regardless.
monsters that were topics today, right?
Alright, now let's go for the light and dark.
Oh man.
Cross your fingers, everyone.
Lightning!
It's not lightning, it's pink clouds. Wait, you need to look for. That's a 3-star. Salamander.
Salamander. Oh, that looks special. Oh,
Yeah.
all these summons look special to me.
Alright.
This is the beam of light color?
All 3-star. Orange beam of light means 4-star, and when the cloud turns pink, that's a 5-star.
Oh.
All 3-star.
Oh, okay. Yep. The game is humbling you. It's like it knows.
I don't think I have anything to claim in terms
Alright, well,
yeah.
well, you got a lot of useful skill ups though, I mean.
That's true. You know what?
Let's,
No, I'm not going to use my crystals. I need that for dungeons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you only have 3,000 crystals. That's not as much as you think it is.
No.
For sure. Like the other day I bought like gold because I really needed gold. But first time purchase, you get double the amount. So I got like 800,000 gold, I think it was. And that was very useful, but can't do too many of that. So,
By the way, guys, make costumes so you can look as good as I do. Yeah. But, you know, I think we went over quite a few monsters today. and we'll probably go over more in the future. But I think we're pretty much done for tonight.
Yeah, looks like we are out of time. Um, just a quick shout out. If you guys can, please follow us on our official Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's our Instagram's at Play Chronicles. Follow us so that you can stay up to date with a lot of the guides and like codes, stuff like that that comes out. We try to share all the info from the forums that, but but we do save it on our pages so that you can, like in the form of a highlight reel, you guys can look at all the guides that we've ever posted. I believe the codes are still on there, by the way. So if you missed any of them, you can go to our page.
Get some Angel Mons, some essences.
Yeah, Instagram and Twitter is at Play Chronicles. Facebook is Summoners War Chronicles. And we do also have a Discord. Maybe our mod can throw that link in the chat.
Yeah, we have different channels that have people discussing team formations, what runes to use, all that.
Yeah, and they're constantly releasing new events. So if you really want to stay up to date with everything, please join our social media and keep up to date.
Yeah, and if you want to join our guild, feel free to do that. CTU crew.
Camilla West. Right?
Yeah, Camilla West. And you can see my message there. I appreciate all of you. So with that, we'll say goodnight. And yeah, see you around, Summoners.
See you guys.